currently 4.5-point favorites in that one. And, of course, you can stay up to date on all things Packers related over at ESPNWisconsin.com. On to the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks got a 121-105 victory over the San Antonio Spurs last night. The Spurs led early, but then with 3:50 to go in the first quarter, Milwaukee took over, and it was all Bucks from there. Jim, Matt, and Molly starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower, it's
Mister, I did properly and correctly predict that game. And I'm not taking a lot of credit because I've done this before.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
You're like, what? What just happened?
Exactly. I was like, no way. How is this possible?
That's a mistake.
Who is this team?
I'm already tired, by the way. Just
right.
hearing all of this, I'm already tired and exhausted.
It was, it was a day.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside John Audius. Here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Molly Brown out with babies. Matt Hamilton out curling. That means it's the same show as yesterday. Jim Rutledge and John Audius with you live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime will shine behind the glass. And we are presented by Coors Light Prime. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
Speaking of crushing it, we are going to be joined by Michael Kosta today. He is from The Daily Show. He is doing a set at Comedy on State this weekend, and we are going to be thrilled to be joined by him. We will kind of modify a little bit of the start of the show to fit his schedule because he is hopping on in between maybe some tapings of The Daily Show, which is pretty cool, John.
That's really cool.
And also, I just looked him up. 6'4" seems like he's got to be one of the tallest comedians out there.
I've never thought of that.
Well, I just think of comedy, and a lot of times it comes from, whether it's not childhood trauma, but like you're not the cool kid, but he's an incredible tennis player, and he's 6'4". Like, I just feel like he's the outlier.
I was going to say, do you think comedians skew on the shorter or taller side?
I would guess shorter. Like, if you were playing pickup ball, he'd be a big man.
I actually think it's different, though. I think tall people have to walk around and they're so, like, they look irregular. They're sort of more out of place. People notice them more. They have to be a little different personality-wise because of that.
So Dave Chappelle is 6 feet tall. Kevin Hart's historically short.
We understand.
Kevin Hart's like 5'2".
Chris Rock, 5'10", Eddie Murphy, 5'9", Bill Burr, 5'10", Cat Williams, 5'5". So I'm just, like, literally typed in Dave Chappelle's height.
It's a little anecdotal, small sample size.
All right, give me another comedian you want me to check in on here.
Why don't we look up Ricky Gervais?
All right, Ricky Gervais is definitely short.
He's got to be like 5'7".
He's a bad pick, I'll be honest.
Let's see here. But, well, here's what happens is when you Google this, there's other things. So he's 5'8".
Okay.
So that's funny. But Stephen Merchant is 6'7". He's not a very well-known comedian, though. You would know him. I'm trying to think.
He's in a lot of movies. He's Ricky Gervais' good friend.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to think of what he would be most known for. He's in Logan. He's in Extras. He was in the Office BBC version of it. You'd recognize him a little bit. I recognize him because I'm a huge fan of Ricky Gervais.
How tall do you think Jerry Seinfeld is?
6'1".
Is that? Do you have it in front of you?
No, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
So I thought you had that one pulled up.
No, I was just thinking of comedians.
I bet he's 5'10".
All right, get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more our first side in a limited poll question. What do you think the average height is? 6'4" tall for a comedian. We'll post that at Jim, Matt, and Molly.
That's tall for anyone.
That's tall for, yeah.
I think it's a good question. Do you think comedians skew tall or short?
There you go. Ask it like that then. Yeah, because the average height for, I think, American men is about 5'9". It's been growing over the years, but the average height is average male height. Let's see here.
Well, just being tall in general
5'9". So I am 6 feet, so I am above average. Prime above average, John.
I'm right at the average.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Nothing average about you, John. You're
Well, thanks.
above average.
Far above.
I think just being tall in general is out of the norm. So, however you phrase this poll question, like, yeah, it's probably out of the norm to have tall comedians because just there's not as many tall people as, right?
So I guess I'll say, do you think that comedians skew taller or shorter than average? Than
There
the
you go.
Than the average.
Yeah, than
Height.
the average. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine.
It's weird that I Googled Nate Bargatze height and I can't get an answer. What that one? Like usually, everyone else
secret?
I Googled their height and it didn't pop up.
What about Shane Gillis?
Oh, 5'8". There we go. We found it.
Shane Gill's got to be like 6'2".
Shane Gillis, he played ball. He's a football guy, so that would be probably a little bit taller. 6'4". So Shane Gillis and our guest in a little bit, Michael Kosta, could have a little bit of like a good match, a good physical match there. Feel like there's other comedians that are bigger, but I think that
I tend to think more comedians when you're talking height. I'm thinking more like overweight.
I was about to say the exact same thing. I feel like it's definitely the weight thing, but I think that has to do more with their jobs.
Yeah,
I think they
probably.
live unhealthy lives, and then therefore they have to they
okay.
gain weight.
So John
over time.
Mulaney, 6 feet tall. Nick Kroll, 5'9".
Mulaney's only 6 feet tall.
He's a skinny guy though.
He gives me the feeling of being a guy who's 6'3".
He seems tall.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's so skinny.
That makes sense.
Pete Davidson, 6'3".
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Pete
he's tall.
Davidson could probably hoop. Yeah,
I didn't
he's
know he was
he's
that tall.
lanky.
And also, it ties in with his myth.
oh, that one. Yeah.
You know, everything's proportionate. And
Yes,
if you're
as they
6'3",
say.
proportions apply.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bill Hader, 6'1". Colin Jost, 5'10".
What about Michael Che?
Michael, and I think Michael Che, wasn't he a Daily Show guy as well?
He was definitely Weekend Update, which is similar to the Daily Show.
I know he's weekend up.
I know.
But
6'2".
All right.
Jay Farrow was in the studio with us one day. He's definitely 5'10".
Okay. Yeah. You're right. I'm trying to think here. I don't see him as. Yeah, Che briefly was a correspondent. I was a huge and still am a Daily Show fan, but when Jon Stewart was on the show, I watched it all the time, and that was the era of Steve Carell.
Yes.
And the other late night host is
When
escaping
Colbert.
me.
Colbert,
yeah. That era, and Che was on there for a little bit. Let's find the last little bit here because we can at least ask maybe is he the tallest person at the Daily Show
In the world? Oh, okay.
How tall is the tallest person in
Jon
the world?
Stewart is 5'7". I'm going to tell you right
That makes
now
sense.
what I do not like and is unsettling is there was a video of the tallest woman in the world and the shortest woman in the world. I don't like it. I did not want to see it, and it felt circusy, and I didn't like. It honestly felt like people were trying to make them look more strange than already they would feel at 7'7". I think the tallest woman was, and the shortest was like, I don't know, 3 feet.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like-
creepy.
That's like the photos of, what is it, Nate Robinson and Yao Ming standing next to each other on a court? Is that the
Or
one?
Wemby
hey.
and Brooks from last night.
Check this
Yeah,
out.
true.
Hey, since I didn't even realize I got a Minute Bull shirt on.
Wow, look at that. For the
What
bit.
are we doing?
That was the grand reveal right there.
I didn't even know we were doing this. Minute Bull and Muggsy Bogues. You ever see that photo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, again, John Adias, Jim Rutledge with you live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We have Michael Kosta coming up in a bit. We'll get to Packers talk, but I don't want to jump fully into Packers talk and then take a break there with Michael Kosta coming up. But I will say, weirdly, my dad did business insurance for most of his career, but for a while he did kind of insurance for like high-end boats and yachts and things like that. So he got a chance to meet Manute Bol, and he said that basically his ankles were kind of like what this water bottle.
Oh, my God.
Incredibly thin, like not what you'd expect out of an athlete.
No.
Because of how tall he was, that it was just a little bit out of the ordinary. With
Yeah,
him.
I mean, that's what he was. He was tall and skinny and like stick-like. And I think there's a picture of him in a car. Have you ever seen this picture? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I made this up. But you're right. Like he looks. It would be awful to be that tall and then have to like drive somewhere.
Those are the funny ones. Didn't Shaq have like a whole commercial campaign with a car company about like you need a big car because he can't fit in little cars?
Probably.
I mean, that's definitely for basketball players like that. Thinking about having to gear your entire life around how tall you are is pretty obstructionary.
So, did we see the video? I'm sorry, not the video, but the photo of Victor Wembanyama and AJ Green last night?
Yeah.
How tall is AJ Green?
So there's a video on, and actually not a video. Ryan, I'll send it to you so we can post it on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. There's another way you can watch this show, and you also listen back Wisconsin on the Man.
Where he's defending Wembanyama?
Yes. It's all over Twitter. And I did see, I'll give a shout out to Billy, not Gene, on Twitter. And it's a photo of AJ Green defending, really bodying up Victor, and it's quote tweeted with uppies. because Victor is standing all the way up and AJ is in a defensive stance. AJ's not that much higher than his waist.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like my youngest daughter, she doesn't say uppy, she's too old for that, but I still pick her up and she's about at my waist, and maybe a little bit taller. And so it does look like AJ could be asking his father for uppies.
It looks like a high school senior basketball player posting up a fifth grader. It's funny. It's a really
it's
funny
like
post.
all those high school videos of anyone trying to defend Zion back when he was in high school.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Remember that one kid that
Yes.
was trying? Yeah. Oh, I love
Bump
that
it up
kid.
against him,
Oh,
belly
that kid's
out. Yes.
Classic. Getting hyped, defending Zion, and then he just dunks on him between the legs or something like that.
Okay. Rip and Rona chimes in. Yao Ming had two amazing pictures. Yao and J.J. Watt. That is actually, those are the better photos. When you have someone who is big like J.J. Watt, and then they stand next to someone like Yao Ming, and you're like, oh wait, J.J. Watt looks like an infant next to a giant human being like Yao Ming. And he also has another one, and this is actually great as well. Rip, this is actually a great poll. Yao and the rest of the Rockets centers as well. Hakeem Olajuwon, Dwight Howard, along with Yao Ming, and they too look small, and they're all well over 7 feet.
I forgot about this J.J. Watt photo. Yeah, Watt is up just past his shoulders, and Watt's a big dude. And, when watching a little bit of Spurs-Bucks last night, do you guys get the sense? I mean, obviously, Victor Wembanyama, what is he, 7'4" and a wingspan of 30 feet?
Yep.
But Giannis looks small. Mm-hmm. Giannis looks small against him, and not that Victor Wembanyama is muscular big. It's just so much taller. It looks weird because I know how imposing Giannis is, and then you see him next to Victor Wembanyama, and you're like, oh my God. No wonder nobody can get a shot away against this guy.
Right, because here's the other part about it is that we're used to, at least my age and your age, is Manu Bull, where they are not athletic. It is almost more of like Sean Bradley, where they're so big. Okay, that's neat, but there's nothing else to it. We're going to take a break in a second here because we do want to leave plenty of time for Michael Kosta from The Daily Show, who's going to be coming to Comedy Club on State. But let me tell you about Canopy Wealth Management. They are a fee-based advisory firm. They don't chase commissions, and they never back gimmicks or instruments. They chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. The team at Canopy create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. Canopy Wealth Management, care, competence, and clarity aren't just buzzwords. They're a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
One word captures why so many businesses choose to do business with James Imaging Systems. Local. Local business technology. Local support. Local accountability. Listen to James' client Daniel Bertelson, RE/MAX Preferred CEO.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
Local support works for James' client Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance.
Yeah, things happen. They can come out and fix it and leave us to what we're needing to do.
Jennifer Wilger, Purchasing Manager with Baker Manufacturing, likes the local accountability from the James Imaging Systems people.
They're an absolutely wonderful partner for us. They go above and beyond.
Local business technology, local support, local accountability. Get it all from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Are you taking GLP-1 injections like semaglutides, but wondering how you can keep the weight off long term? Or maybe the weight just isn't coming off as quickly as you thought it would? If you weren't given a specific food plan to follow, you might be at risk of putting the weight back on once the injections end. At MadisonWeightLoss.com, our supervised nutrition plan could help support you and maximize your weight loss results now and empower you with the tools to keep the weight off long term once the injections end.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. If you're looking to find success achieving a new weight loss goal in 2025, do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. A new you in this new year. Schedule a free consultation at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we offer a proven approach to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day without exercising or prepackaged foods or counting calories. Plus, our strategies can help you keep the weight off long term. Don't wait. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule a free consultation. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Outside in. That's what we call our Siding Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the stuff defending the outside of your home against Wisconsin's weather displayed inside. Many siding options and colors, plus full display of Pella windows and patio doors, and roofing too. Wisconsin's own Siding Unlimited, 4-time National Pella Platinum Premier Contractor of the Year, and proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, awaits you inside our showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. SidingUnlimited.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
No sleep till! Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. No Molly Brown, she's out with babies. Matt Hamilton, the gold medalist, is curling. That means it's me, Jim Rutledge, alongside John Audius, and we get the special treat to be joined by Michael Kosta from The Daily Show, and Michael is coming to...
I can't hear anything, guys.
All righty. We'll leave that on Ryan. Hopefully,
I got nothing.
Nothing at all. We are coming in hot with this. So what I will do is set up the interview, and then hopefully Michael will be able to hear us in a second here. Comedy on
I got you.
All right, so you're going to be at Comedy on State
Wonderful.
this weekend, MadisonComedy.com. And, I like the big explosion in the background, too, with the something happened with you're probably on a Mac, because if you say certain words or do different emojis on a Mac, you get really cool background impressions. So, Michael, thank you so much for hopping on with us. And honestly, the first question is, you're coming to Madison, which is really cool. I think I saw on TikTok you were walking around and saw a video, so I reached out to Ryan. I said, we got to get Michael on the show because Comedy on State is a great venue, and we've had some awesome comedians on, and we wanted to add you to the list. So thanks for hopping on. And what brings you to Madison besides just the comedy club?
Well, you've got a great town. I'm from Ann Arbor, so it's not easy for me just to give that up.
Yeah.
But since first coming to Madison as a Fighting Illini tennis player, I remember we lost. I was playing doubles. We lost. We had the night out in Madison, and I ended up at some house party, but it was in a church.
That sounds
and
all right.
the DJ was on the altar, and I go, "This is a cool town, man. This is a fun town." And also, you know this from the comics. Comedy on State, hands down, is one of the best comedy clubs in the country, and to come back in winter in the heart of comedy season, I'm very excited.
So are you a Michigan guy? I know you played tennis at Illinois, so
Yeah.
do you represent both schools?
Of course, I represent both. I've got to pick Illinois if I have to pick one. That's what my diploma says. And, growing up in Ann Arbor, there's this arrogance of Michigan fans and University of Michigan that I just thought was normal with all schools. And then I went to Illinois, and then I traveled a bit, and I go, oh, that's just a Michigan elitism. And I don't love that. I love Champaign-Urbana. What a great town. What a great university. And, really, it's harder being an Illinois fan.
Yeah.
But I picked there. We won 4 Big Ten championships when I played tennis there. It's an important place to me.
So with that, the Illinois side of things, Wisconsin's very familiar with Brett Bielema, and he is very high on the unintentional comedy scale. And I don't know if you saw what he did at the bowl game with So he had this moment where basically he took every chance he could to troll the head football coach for South Carolina throughout the game, and then afterwards on social media continued to troll, and is basically one of the most bombastic and trash-talking coaches in all of football. So I just didn't know, as a fan, does that fit the vibe for Illinois? Because he was a character here, and he's just carried that character all the way to the Fighting Illini.
Was this the where the coaches had to be separated?
Yep.
Because one of them, Yep. Look, my head coach at Illinois, Craig Tiley, he loved a little smack talk. He loved when we as teammates would fight each other in practice. Now this is tennis, so it's not actually fighting. But look, when you're a player and you see your coach have some grit, want to fight, want to confront, I think it does help you dig down and dig deeper. Now, there's a whole other discussion about class, and my favorite tennis player of all time, Roger Federer, he wouldn't do that if he was a football coach. But I do think these young men look at their coach and say, if he's getting down and dirty, I think we can do the same.
I want to ask you about tennis. Honestly, I was listening to your last podcast, but I do also want to ask you, because you're taking like a timeout. You're on the set of The Daily Show right now. Is that correct?
That's right.
Like? Yeah. What's that like to be part of The Daily Show?
This is my office right now. Here's my script. I'm wearing makeup right now. So,
oh, nice.
Here. We won some awards. So, yeah, I mean, I have an amazing life. I grew up watching The Daily Show. Now I get to be a part of it. I'm going to be dressed as a fireman today. The straight white male is going to show up to the fire to fight it, because there's all these issues. There's all Fox is saying that the LA Fire Department is too diversity, equity, inclusive. So we take the news of the day, we ridicule it. We have fun. Are you kidding me? I get paid to do that. I get paid to make fun of Fox. I get paid to make fun of Joe Biden. The most common question we get is, are you happy Trump won because now you have comedic material? And I go, this is American politics. You think it matter who the president is? There's always something to talk about.
Obviously, you were doing a stand-up. You've had a kind of a wide career, and we're talking with Michael Kosta. The Daily Show, I mean, look, I've been a fan forever, just like you have. Just don't have the chops to ever be on there. But Trevor Noah, obviously, you worked with some, and then Jon Stewart. Is this sort of, at times, are there sort of, for lack of a better word, like pinch-me moments where you're like, I can't believe I'm on this show with this platform that's beloved by so many people?
Yeah, I mean, all the time. Monday mornings, John hosts Mondays, Jon Stewart. He always says, when Monday's over, he says, man, I'm ready for a break. He takes 6 days off. But no, we have this Monday morning meeting where we go through the headlines. John sits there, I sit there, everybody yells out jokes. It's scary, it's intimidating because there's so many smart people in the room. But if you can get people to laugh in that room, oftentimes that joke makes it all the way to the show that night. This Monday, I said a couple funny things. I look over, Jon Stewart was laughing at my joke. This is beautiful. I'm from Michigan. I'm not even supposed to be in show business. When you grow up in the Midwest, show business is not a career option. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you can't do it. And if that is your dream, you can make it happen. But it's just as wild to me that here I am in Manhattan, New York City, putting on a show tonight with Jon Stewart, and I love it, and then I get to, and then what's fun about the Daily Show's team comedy, and stand-up comedy is individual comedy. So I get to go this weekend, and I get to say and do what I want in front of a bunch of drunk Badgers who probably drink that drink that's like in a fishbowl. What is that?
Yeah, that's Wando's. It's a fishbowl. It's what, vodka and
vodka
and red.
Everything.
Yeah, vodka and red. There you go. That's
the vodka and red. The first time I had that, I swear to God, I woke up at like a professor's house.
Yeah, it's one of those
I
where
don't-
it's
I
the
can't
tourist thing.
I can't even tell.
No,
I can't tell you. I can't tell you what happened.
So you're at the Daily Show, which is crazy because we were talking about how you were a tennis player. So I know you've got the book Lucky Loser: Adventures in Tennis and Comedy, but how does this happen? Like, how do you go from college tennis and now you're a comedian?
Yeah, well, that is the question the book answers. It comes out March 11th. It's basically my dream was to win Wimbledon. My dream was to be a professional tennis player. Like I said previously, I didn't know show business was an option, and the book is meant to be inspiring to people that what your path is not always where you end up, and that's okay. And if anything, this is a path that makes me much happier than flying around the world, losing to some Russian kid. The first professional tennis tournament I played, I made $111, and my hotel bill was like $900. So that just gives you an idea of where I was professionally. But I always wrote jokes. Even as a kid, I went back for the book to research. I looked at my old journals and diaries, and I would write joke ideas down as an 11-year-old.
Wow.
Comedy, we never said I love you in my family. We just teased you. We made fun of each other.
Yeah.
And that communication style stuck with me, and here I am as a comic. So I don't really know how it all happened, but I know that my first attempt was tennis. And by failing at that, I'm so thankful I did. Now here I am.
I want to ask you about your time doing a little bit of sports with Regis Philbin, but for the show coming up, you got 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday at Comedy on State, MadisonComedy.com, so you can get tickets. What we know you as the Daily Show correspondent. What is your show? Just kind of give us an idea of what you kind of bring style-wise that people can look forward to seeing this weekend.
Sure, and the first shows each day are already sold out.
Wow.
So we're already in on the second show Friday, second show Saturday, but there are tickets available. My stand-up comedy, sometimes people get nervous that it's going to be all politics. It's not, because they know me from The Daily Show. I definitely make fun of Donald Trump. I definitely make fun of Joe Biden. I definitely make fun of our culture and our political system. And then I move past that very quickly, and I make fun of my family. I make fun of my children. I make fun of the NFL. It's my point of view. It's the way I see the world. Madison on State was Comedy on State was one of the first clubs to ever headline me 12, 13 years ago. It's just a special place, and my job as a comedian is not to get you to vote for somebody. It's not to get you to change your mind about a topic. It's to make you laugh. Yeah. That is all I'm trying to do, is to make you laugh, and that's what the best comics do, and that's always been my goal. And guess what? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
So I want to ask about Philbin, but with this sort of thing specifically, I think it is poignant to ask. I mean, there's a lot of threats, I guess, coming from the White House about maybe thin-skinned, the incoming one. Is there a thought in the Daily Show with you of they seem to want to come after quote unquote all their enemies? How does comedy and political comedy, which is a major form of comedy, exist over the next 4 years?
It's a great question. It was very interesting to watch Mark Zuckerberg take a knee, and I mean that video he posted just kissing Trump's butt. We're changing our whole. It's really sad. It's sad to me that the media feels like they have to do that. I am not worried about Trump's administration coming after Michael Kosta or The Daily Show. I might be naive. Other people in this office might feel differently than me. It's funny how they love freedom of speech until you make fun of them.
Right.
Right. I always love when people get mad at the comedy show. Hey, you're not allowed to say that. Well, you laughed at the first 5 jokes I made about something else. Mm-hmm. So no, I am not worried about Trump coming to get me, but I might be, you might want to record this and play it 2 years from now when I'm in prison.
All right, so Regis, and you did some sports.
He is. Trump is funny. He is funny.
Yes, that's how I have to deal with it now.
I hate when the left can't admit that he's funny.
He's funny.
It doesn't mean you have to vote for him or like him, and it doesn't always mean he's being funny on purpose. Sometimes he's funny not on purpose. But the guy makes me laugh, and I'll tell you what, it shows the power of humor. If you make people laugh, you look past a lot of their BS. I mean, that's been my whole strategy in trying to pick up women.
Yeah, there you go. Golf of America is probably a great place to pick up women. So, I mean, there's a lot out there. I do want, because it was like, I feel like my mom's favorite TV person ever, Regis Philbin. What was it like being around him? And that had to be also one of those moments like, wait, I was playing tennis and now I'm here and I'm doing sports and I'm doing it with a TV icon.
Yeah, he was really, really great to work with. He brought a professionalism and an energy every day. I walked through an airport with him once. Disaster. I mean, the American people had breakfast with him every day for 30 years. They really felt like they knew this guy. And the amount of people that would stop him and say, my aunt's third grade teacher met you at a coffee shop once, and he would just shake their hand and he would say, is that right? And then he would keep moving. But it was a lot of fun to work with him. I mean, I seem to have a knack for working with celebrities that only work one day a week. He came in on Mondays, and it was a pleasure to be roasted by him, to learn from him comedically. One of the things I learned from Regis, always looking for the joke. Even in a serious interview, he could be serious, he could be genuine, but he was like hunting all the time looking for the joke, and I think that's a wonderful attribute in a host.
Okay, so I was listening to your podcast, and you were talking about career aces in the world of tennis, and it's something honest. I'm going to be honest. I've never really thought about that before, but I pulled it up, and Isner has the most career aces at over 14,400. I thought that was pretty amazing. But what is the stat in tennis that, besides, I guess, wins, right? What is the stat in tennis that really shows how good of a player someone is? Is it career ace? Is it ace? What is that stat? You tell me.
No, it's not aces. I think aces is aces to me is like the long drive championship.
Okay. Okay.
It's like, oh, that's pretty badass, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily an amazing golfer. I think the second guy on the ace list is a man named Ivo Karlovic, who is an excellent tennis player and is much better than I was, but he never even came close to winning a Grand Slam. I would say, look, in tennis, you're supposed to win the games where you serve. And the percentage that you hold serve, if that's high, you're going to be one of the best. And then I would also say the percentage that you break serve. So if I'm playing you and I have a high percentage of times that I can win the game where you're serving, Novak Djokovic, the amount of times he breaks serve, there's a reason he's the greatest ever. I would assume that would be very, very high. Now, also, there's no stat that represents this, but let's be honest. Is there a hotter sport than tennis? I mean, when the male players change their shirts on the changeover, people whistle. It's just like, and then, long history of beautiful female athletes. It's a beautiful sport. And let's just, let's appreciate that.
A lot of grunting, too, in tennis.
And there's this sexual component that if you close your eyes and you listen, your imagination can take you places.
Absolutely. Talking with Michael Kosta from The Daily Show. And again, MadisonComedy.com. He is performing Friday and Saturday. It looks like, as you mentioned, the Friday and Saturday early shows are sold out, but there are tickets available for the late show both of those times. And you're coming to Comedy on the State. And I had two kind of random questions for you. One, we saw you're 6'4" and you're athletic. Is that rare in comedy? Because I kind of thought when Jon Stewart's 5'7", we looked that up. We started looking through comedians. It's like you and Shane Gillis seem to be the tall guys.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare for a comic to have a clean shirt on. It's It's rare for a comic to have health insurance. It's rare for a comic to say please and thank you. There are tremendously successful comics that still haven't seen a dentist in 15 years. It is one of the hardest parts for me in the transition from tennis. And I was a college coach. I coached 2 years at University of Michigan. I mean, I couldn't believe what a group of degenerates my community was. Whereas in sport, people are on it. There's a few athletes that make the headlines when they screw up. Athletes in general, they wake up early. They know how to shake hands. They're excellent ambassadors for their sport and for their family and their university. Yeah, and so, I mean, comedy is a disaster. Comedy is a disaster. And yes, I guess it's rare that I go to the gym once 3 times a week compared to most of my peers, but it makes me happy to do it.
All right, last one. Was there a moment where you're like, well, maybe I have to like dumb it down? Like maybe I have to become more of a mess to truly reach high potential comedy? Was there that come to Jesus moment where you said, do I be me or do I just have to go full degenerate?
Yeah, you always got to be real careful chasing audience appreciation.
Yeah.
And I think for sure I have written jokes in the past thinking, oh, they are going to like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is 2 years later, you're on stage saying this joke and I hate it. I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to become this person. And you see comics that are very successful that have created a character that they don't want to be anymore. So, hey, to me, this is all gravy. I was planning on making $19,000 a year as a comic. The fact that I make three times that now and I get to headline around the country, it's a dream, man, and I love it. So thank you for wanting to chat and sharing a little bit about me with everybody.
Yeah, it was a treat. We'll look forward to your book. I'll try to catch your show. Again, MadisonComedy.com, Comedy on State, and we love The Daily Show, so thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. He's John Audius. I'm Jim Rutledge. That was Michael Kosta. You can listen back, Wisconsin The Man, Apple, Spotify, any of those great places. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. Yay! It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Dog, I can't remember a game that was this good.
Yeah, you know what else would be great right now? Some food from the Great Dane.
I know, but we can't go right now.
Good news! The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is available on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Stay in the game with the full menu delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Order today with DoorDash and Uber Eats or on thegreatdanepub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Hey, it's UW Professor Hannibal Burris. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN.
Matt and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. And thanks to Michael Kosta for joining the show. That was super cool. Thanks to Primetime Orsheim for booking him. And you can go see Michael Kosta at Comedy on State this weekend. 2 shows Friday and Saturday, but really only 2 shows available. The Late Show Friday and the Late Show Saturday. MadisonComedy.com is how you can get those tickets. John Audius, Jim Rutledge with you. And we are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We're going to get the Packers talk, but John, that was fun.
Got to turn my mic on. That was awesome. I thought it was funny when he said, you said it's rare to be 6'4" in a comedy. He's like, it's rare for a comedian to have a clean shirt on. I thought that was good. But he's a tennis guy, so I brought up career aces. So real quick, I'm going to quiz you, Jim. Top 10 career aces. Can you tell me 3 of the top 10, and not counting John Isner, who I already gave away as number 1 at 14,470? Can you name 3?
I'm going to go Roger Federer.
Ding, 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 ding. He's 3rd. 11,478 career aces.
What about Pete Sampras?
He's 8th.
All righty.
8,858.
Okay.
One more.
What about Rafael Nadal?
The master of clay? No.
So now I'm getting tight. We'll go with Andre Agassi.
That's a really good guess. That's a really good guess. It's just wrong.
Fair.
Man.
It's just, I don't know any of these. I know one more guy on there. That's why I said 3.
I'm just going to say his name. I know it's not right, but I always was a fan. I thought I was disappointed he didn't reach full potential, but Andy Roddick, he's not on the list.
He got it!
Andy Roddick's on the list?
Number 6 all
time. I guess
time.
Roddick would be kind of like the long drive guy, because Andy Roddick was incredibly talented. I think he never got did he get a Grand Slam victory? I don't know. But Andy Roddick was probably the last great American tennis player that I remember. I'm sure there's great ones now, but that was kind of the end of me paying attention to tennis, mainly because, and I've said this for a long time, my take on tennis is that the only thing that hurt tennis, or the thing that hurt it the most, was that they didn't have their Tiger Woods.
Sure.
If they had, if let's say Andy Roddick had became Nadal or Federer, then like he is, like it would have been it. When Sampras and Agassi were competing back and forth, tennis was huge here. And then you had Monica Seles. And then obviously on the women's side of it, Serena and Venus Williams really did reach peak, and they'd only be larger now because of the growth of women's sports and people more willing to platform it and follow it.
And because you better keep my wife's name out your mouth. Right, Jim?
Huh?
You don't remember that? The movie?
Oh,
remember it was King Richard, Will Smith?
Yes, but I was thinking Will Smith's married to Jada Pinkett, and that's where I was confused.
Well, but yes, but it adds to the legend. It made them more famous.
It did. That movie was a really good movie. I didn't connect the dots.
I didn't
That was
either.
on.
That's fair.
On me. Robin Madison chiming in on a guest idea for us. He said we should get.
I did see him say that. Yeah.
Nick, is it Swartzen? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Nick Swartzen.
Oh, we need him.
He's coming to Madison soon. So
Vikings guy.
Get on it.
Oh, he is a Vikings guy.
Can I be on that show?
We'll make it,
I'm just kidding.
No, we can, I don't care.
I'll have to look
not
and
like
see.
anyone else is here. So honestly, if it's in February, Matt's barely around in February.
That's a great
and Molly's
point,
out a
actually.
lot. So yes, you have an open spot to be able to join the show. So to get to Packers, and we'll kind of throw it out now. We'll get to it on the other side. But I want to ask, I hate the question. I find it's like the laziest question, John, of like, can they or do you think they will? No, because of course you think and of course the Packers can go to the Super Bowl. But I want to ask you, like, what is, and this is the Side Unlimited poll question, our main one, and you can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. What's the realistic ceiling for the Packers in the playoffs this season? 844-770-3776. 1 win, 2 wins, NFC Championship game, or the Super Bowl?
Realistic. What is the realistic ceiling?
Yes. And I think the biggest part, forget even the talent, is they've put themselves in a really, not impossible, but a really difficult situation, having to win 3 straight road games to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so right away, so your options, 1 win, 2 wins, NFC Championship, Super Bowl. I'm going to cross off Super Bowl. I'm going to cross off NFC Championship. It's between 1 win or 2 wins for me. I would say probably the ceiling, 2. Is that unrealistic? 2 wins?
So get to the NFC Championship game, essentially, right? 2 wins.
Is that what it would be?
If you get 2 wins, then you're in the NFC Championship game.
If they win this, do they
then
go?
Why do we have an NFC Championship?
I put it down as win NFC Championship
okay,
game.
well then 1 win.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so because they have to get past then Detroit, right? If they
win, they do play Detroit because they're the 7th seed.
Okay,
the Packers
then,
are the
1
7th
win.
seed.
1 win for sure. Detroit is too good.
And they're going to be healthy. The Packers are only getting more dinged, and they have to play another game.
All I know is the Packers played a better game against the Lions than the Vikings did.
Yeah,
Hang a banner.
So there are 7 wild card teams who have won the Super Bowl. Oakland in 1980, the Denver Broncos in 1997, the Baltimore Ravens in 2000, the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2005, the Giants 2007. So I'm trying to think of, so Denver would have been, that is John Elway, right?
What year did you say?
1997?
Yes, that's when they beat the Packers.
Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Hall of Fame quarterback. The Baltimore Ravens, okay, that's the outlier because that's Dilfer, but greatest defense of all time. Pittsburgh Steelers, Hall of Fame quarterback. Giants, Eli is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame quarterback. Packers, Hall of Fame quarterback. And then Tampa, greatest quarterback of all time. So either to do this, basically, you have to have the greatest defense, maybe second greatest defense of all time, and or a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Hall of Fame quarterback. And we don't know if the Packers have a Hall of Fame
Jordan's
quarterback.
not playing like it. These guys were all in their prime window of playing like Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
So you're saying it's not realistic?
No, I would say 1 win is their ceiling. I guess if you want to be nice, their ceiling could be the NFC Championship game. But I'm sorry, if you have to beat Philly and then go beat Detroit,
it's not going to happen.
That feels not impossible, but what are we talking about? 10% chance?
Well, yeah, I'd say that'd be about right. It's not likely. I'll say that. I'll give him 1 win. What's the early poll results? Do we have early poll results?
It's not been posted yet.
Oh, never mind.
So the early poll results are you and I both say.
Okay, so that's leading with 100%.
That is the early returns on that. 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. We'll get your thoughts on that on the other side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. New faces and new roles for 2025. Wisconsin football announcing assistant coach moves. Kenny Guyton promoted to quarterbacks coach. Guyton, a former Ohio State signal caller from 2009 to 2013. Luke Fickell saying, quote, his familiarity with our program and knowledge of the quarterback position will make him a great fit. Filling Guyton's shoes for the wide receivers room, Jordan Reed, who spent the last 2 seasons at Western Michigan. Fickell calling the up-and-comer as one who identifies with Wisconsin's mentality of being humble and hungry. Solid talent for Jeff Grimes' offense.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. 20-year James client Daniel Bertelson, CEO at RE/MAX Preferred.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Local reliability and consistency has also had a positive impact for Baker Manufacturing. Purchasing Manager Jennifer Wilger.
It helps keep us efficient and productive, and we can keep our minds on what's really important, and that's taking care of our customers.
And Josh Gavel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance, also depends on the reliability and consistency of local service from James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, you get somebody that knows what they're doing, come in here and get it done in 5 minutes, and we're not having to take our time to do it.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
For the second season in a row, the Green Bay Packers are the 7th seed in the NFC, underdogs heading on the road to face the winner of the NFC East. We know how it went a year ago as the Packers won in Dallas. Is a repeat on the horizon in Philadelphia. Quarterback Jordan Love says that game from last year gives this team confidence.
I think it definitely gives you confidence. Especially last year, it gave me a lot of confidence. I think just the way we played and executed as an offense.
We will all find out together if that confidence translates to a second wild card road win in a row. I'm Alex Strofe.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today. The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
I don't know how any Packer fan walks away from yesterday's game and goes, that's a coach that can bring us to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying fire Matt LaFleur. That's not at all the case I'm making. I like Matt LaFleur. I think he's a really good head coach. But there have been several moments this season where you go, what the hell are you doing?
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe, live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is UW Whitewater alumni and stand-up comedian Kevin Bozeman, and you're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN. Go Warhawks!
He's coming out, 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 he's coming out. It's there.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Wollersheim. It's Mountains and Blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
I do have the power. Thanks to Michael Kosta for joining the show. You can listen back to Wisconsin on Demand, Apple, Spotify, any of those great places. Jim Rutledge, John Audius with us. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. That's also where the Michael Kosta interview will be later. He's coming to Comedy on State. The Green Bay Packers take on the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's the Sunday 3 o'clock game. It sounds like Jordan 3:30 game. Sorry. It sounds like Jordan Love's going to play. Sounds like Jalen Hurts is going to play. I don't think either one of them is going to be 100%. Now, I would say Jalen Hurts, all things equal, is going to be more healthy because I'm not like dismissing a head injury, but if you're recovered from a head injury, it's not like you're carrying around a sore muscle or your hand. If Jordan Love probably is going to have residual pain throughout this game, and he did something to his elbow, he can just play through it. If Jalen Hurts is cleared to play, that means he's having no side effects of the concussion, and then he's had 2 weeks off. So his concern is more rust, I think. And then obviously the team might protect him a little bit, talking, with the concussion. Maybe they run him a little bit less. But I would say he's the healthier QB once he's cleared to play than Jordan Love. But we have the question here, our Signing Unlimited poll question. What is the realistic ceiling for the Packers this postseason? And right now, 50% of you say the wild card round. 22% of you say win the NFC Championship game.
Oh, come on.
16% of you say win the divisional round. 11% of you say win the Super Bowl. Did they not see the word realistic? 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless talking text line. List is more. We're not saying possible. We're not saying what you want. We're saying what's realistic. Like I always go like this. If you had to bet your mortgage or rent, you're not betting it on them winning the Super Bowl.
Absolutely not. No, and that's you can separate. Listen, you can be a big fan and you can want or hope your team gets to the whole thing, wins the whole thing, and that's fine. But what's realistic? I don't think winning a Super Bowl feels realistic. Now play this clip back in a month and something weird happens. I don't know. But I would think this is, unlike yesterday's poll question, these results to me coming in early, the early returns with the 50% winning in the wild card round, that to me sounds like most Packer fans are answering this and kind of, seeing what the writing on the wall kind of looks like here. That 11% are just probably, they still have their glasses on, the green and gold
And
glasses.
the votes are coming in early, so that could really get a lot lower. Obviously the poll's just been up, so the more votes that come in, that number could drop. You referenced yesterday's poll. Should Malik Willis start if Jordan Love is less than 75% this Sunday versus the Eagles? 43% of people basically said yes, 57% said no, play Love. So that did level itself out, and I was wrong as the numbers come in. The Super Bowl is growing.
No, it's
not.
It's
at 12.5% now, right there with the NFC Championship game. Ryan, you're the resident Packer fan on the show. You're the fan representation right now as well, and you can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carbless talking text line. Less is more. And the Adam and Madison chimes in, if we win a half, I'll be happy.
What is it that Chris Rose said? If ifs were fifths, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah.
If halves were 40s, Packers fans would be ecstatic.
I guess, yeah.
I think I'm going to be really happy, honestly, if the Packers beat the Eagles this Sunday. And if they do beat the Eagles this Sunday, I'm going to come back here and say they can win the Super Bowl. I'll be honest, because I think if they're good enough to beat the Eagles, then yeah, I truly believe they're good enough to beat the Lions again. I think they were close enough the last time they played in Detroit. They'd play in Detroit again. Now the Lions be coming off a week of rest, and the Packers probably would have just been really bloodied by the Philadelphia Eagles playing at Philadelphia. I would say maximum ceiling, realistic, is win divisional round. I do think if they matched up with the Lions again, they could win that game. It would be really hard. I do think not having Christian Watson is going to be a bigger deal than some Packers fans are admitting. And if, I don't know, I think I'm more worried about the Eagles game than if they were to play the Lions, and that's probably has something to do with it being a divisional rival and having seen the recent game being close. I think they could do it, but that's if everything goes right for them. They win the divisional round, and then that's the maximum. I don't see them making it all the way to the NFC Championship game and winning. I don't think that's possible.
And I'll be honest, my view of if they played the Lions is probably skewed by the last game I saw my team just get dominated. Yeah. And I'm going in there going, let's go, baby, number 1 seed, home playoffs, and then it's not even a thing. And so my view is probably skewed, but man, the Lions are a dang good football team. So I'm still going to stick with one. You mentioned Love and Hurts, and it seems to me that the Eagles are probably in the better spot with their quarterback because, like you said, okay, so Jordan Love can come into this game and be like, my elbow kind of hurts. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still lingering. You can't have a lingering concussion, can you? I mean, maybe, but if you have a lingering concussion, then
have
but
yeah, but if you're
then
cleared,
you're cleared. That's what I'm saying.
If he's cleared, then yes, I agree.
So it's not as if Hurts' injury can linger, but Love's can. That's what I'm saying. And I would be more on the side that 2 weeks rest, I would feel more confident in my quarterback with 2 weeks. I wouldn't be as worried about rust. I would think the rest would only benefit, somebody of that type of talent.
I agree, especially with one. I mean, you play a whole season, and he did this, I think, a little bit when they went to the Super Bowl. He missed some games at the end of the year. The year they went to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. He missed, I think, 2 out of the final 3 games that year.
And I would like to point out that let's look at the Green Bay Packers from 2010, which is what people like to point out to. And Jason Wilde brought this up before. On December 19th, they lost a close game to New England, and Matt Flynn was the quarterback. Also Detroit, Matt Flynn was the quarterback for that game. Then Aaron Rodgers comes back, and they kick the snot out of a bad Giants team, and then they beat basically it's the reverse of how the Packers, where they had to play a good Chicago team at that point, the last game of the year, and they won 10-3. They grinded that out to get into the playoffs, and then they played a bad Giants team the week before that, and they kicked the crap out of the Giants 45-17. So they were coming in, I would say, feeling good. The Packers have lost 2 in a row, one to a playoff team and one to a non-playoff team. And when you look at the overall stats for Aaron Rodgers in that 2010 season, let's bring those up here. So right now, Jordan Love so far this year, 63% completion percentage, QB rating of 3,389 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. 2010 Aaron Rodgers, let me get this up here. 2010 Aaron Rodgers in 15 games, because he didn't play the whole season, 3,922 yards, 66% completion percentage, and he had 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions with a QB rating of 101.2. So he was obviously having a season that I would imagine also probably put him in conversation for MVP and Pro Bowl. I don't have those in front of me. So Aaron Rodgers was playing better than Jordan Love is currently, and the Packers were playing better going into the playoffs than the Packers are playing currently. And as we established the last segment, unless you have a Super Bowl level quarterback in their prime or the greatest defense of all time, wildcard teams don't go to the Super Bowl or win it.
And 2010 Aaron Rodgers is way better than 2024 Jordan. Not way better. He's better than Jordan.
He's better. He's way better.
He's a better quarterback for sure. Because, you put him on the scales or whatever, who's good, who's great, who's elite.
Yep.
So there's that difference too, I think.
You can get into the show, 844-770-3776 with the Carlos Talk and Text line. Less is more, our poll question presented by Siding Unlimited. What is the realistic season for the Packers this season? Ceiling for the Packers this season right now, 54% of you say win the wild card. We'll continue that conversation on the other side.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. And Packers fans certainly hoping to celebrate this Sunday as they take on the Eagles in the first round of the NFC playoffs. Packers currently at 4.5-point underdogs heading into that 3:30 kickoff from Lincoln Financial Field. And big question marks about both quarterbacks in the game, both teams' quarterbacks. Now, however, Jordan Love back and fully participated in practice today per Matt LaFleur. That's after he injured his right elbow, his ulnar nerve, in last Sunday's loss to the Bears. And then also backup quarterback Malik Willis, also a full participant after injuring his wrist in that game. On the other side, Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was a full participant as he works his way back from the concussion protocol. Seems like he's on track to play, though star wide receiver A.J. Brown was not our participant in today's practice for the Eagles. He apparently sat out with a knee/rest designation on their injury report. Head over to ESPNWisconsin.com for all your news, notes, and coverage heading up to playoffs round one. Also, stay tuned to Jim, Matt, and Molly Hour 2, starting right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special. Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the problem. It's
Mister, I did properly and correctly predict that game. And I'm not taking a lot of credit because I've done this before.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
You're like, what? What just happened?
Exactly. I was like, no way. How is this possible?
That's a mistake.
Who is this team?
I'm already tired, by the way. Just hearing all of this, I'm already tired and exhausted.
It was, it was a day.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside John Audius. Here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. He's John Audius. I am Jim Rutledge. Molly Brown out with babies. Matt Hamilton out curling. Primetime Wollersheim is here. I am here, Jim Rutledge. And we have a Siding Unlimited poll question for you. What's the realistic ceiling for the Packers this postseason? You can chime in on that, 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. We also interviewed Michael Kosta from The Daily Show. That is up, Wisconsin On Demand, Apple, Spotify, and those great places, or it will be. And you can also see that on the ESPN Madison YouTube page where you can see John and me. Prime is off camera currently, but he is here. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
John, I got the power. John, what's up?
I was just saying, just look at him look into the camera. Look at Ryan just staring at the camera.
Oh, yeah, he wanted me to throw myself on the screen.
That was very cool.
Well, if I'm going to make you do a little dance,
that's nice of you.
I want to at least give you a shine.
Well, you want the dance to be on camera. I mean, otherwise,
exactly.
What's the point?
Well, you get a little bit of, people can see your dance skills.
My dance skills.
Dance for me, clown. Dance for me.
Hey, by the way, I'm wearing a cardigan type of, is this what they're called?
I think that's cardigan, yeah.
Cardigan sweater because Jim yesterday had a very nice navy blue one on. I was like, you know what? I'll bring my cardigan in tomorrow.
You know, and it's one of those things that I have to be motivated to do it, and so I understand it. That, honestly, my wife got it for me. I've had it for a long time. I don't wear it often, not for, like, don't like it or whatever. It's just a matter of what am I going to wear with it? What's the right day for it? I wore it yesterday, but sometimes you just need the extra motivation, so I'm glad the motivation to wear it was there.
Yeah.
Today I went a little more casual. I got my Badgers rugby shirt on, and actually I threw a hat on because I just didn't feel like I was having the hair day I wanted after working out at Carb World Health. I am now not coming down, I would say, but I worked out at Carb World Health today. It was a really good workout. And they really get it's kind of a cross-training gym there. And then I got here to the office, and I was like, well, I like to have a coffee sometime early afternoon before the show to kind of get that. My body's just on this rhythm now. But I had the coffee, and I was in a meeting, and I no less than 4 times, and I felt kind of bad, but I was like, I should check. I kept getting notifications on my wrist of like, hey, your heart is beating too fast for someone who's doing nothing. And so I was like, this was a bad combination of working out and then drinking coffee probably too fast. And then I had a little bit of the jitters to start the show. But I think I'm better now. So hopefully the jitters weren't too obvious earlier.
I made a huge mistake before the show. On the way here, I bought a Celsius drink.
Yeah.
And it's got like 200 milligrams of caffeine and whatever else is in that thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And
you're off the walls.
I'm definitely feeling okay, but the thing is, I'm going to be feeling okay at like 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, and it's just going to wreck my sleep after I already wrecked my sleep last night for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake. I should not have consumed that much caffeine.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's chime in on that, too. We don't have to poll it, but you will take calls on it, 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. What's the latest you can have caffeine without it affecting your evening? And it is all different for me. So coffee, I think I'm just more used to. I think today's the aberration because of the workout beforehand. I just wasn't thinking. But in general, like my body's used to that maybe 3 o'clock coffee, 2 to 3 o'clock coffee kind of before the show. It's just I'm almost in that rhythm for it. So that doesn't really bother me. But if I drink, whether it's Celsius or anything else, there's also like caffeinated water and things like that. That, for whatever reason, sends me to a frenzy that I don't feel comfortable with. I get kind of a little jittery, and I don't enjoy it, so I don't drink much of those. Coffee, it's mainly because it's hot. I'll drink it slower, so I don't drink it too fast so that my body's not running a little too hot for a little bit.
I wonder if it's just because a cup of coffee just has less caffeine.
And that's probably part of it, and I definitely drink it slower because any drink, like the water ones or any other ones, they're just easier to drink faster, and I usually drink hot coffee, so then you're just naturally going to take a little more time with it.
Well, I don't think I don't think anyone should be. Don't they say not to have caffeine like after a certain time? Like most humans just shouldn't be consuming caffeine because it's going to your body has to process it. We all have bodies and they all do their thing.
I think what I read once is that it essentially affects your body like 10 hours after you.
It takes a long time.
It takes a long time.
Here's
to
what
work
I
out.
have according to Google's AI. It's recommended to stop consuming caffeine at least 8 hours before bedtime.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm probably right in that ballpark.
It's not too bad.
So you said you took it at 3?
Yeah, a little bit before the show. So 2 to 3.
So you're like a 10 p.m., 11 p.m.
Yeah,
sleeper?
I should be right in. I should be.
But
in that
how
plane.
much of that Celsius did you drink?
The whole thing.
Okay, well.
That's a lot. That's like 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah, that's a bit more. Like my cup of coffee, like I'll be good tonight because I had to work out, so that usually sets me down a little bit easier. And if I drink anything old man style, I'm going to have it. It'll be, even if I did like, if I wanted to mix in some Dancing Goat with a drink, it's going to be with Sprite or something caffeine free. So I'll avoid the caffeine the rest of the way. Or I might just I'll try to avoid, honestly, later at night, it's just water. But I got to cut off water because I'm old and I can't have so much
my
water
gosh.
to be up in the night
Being
either.
old is the worst
Yeah.
because you have to stop drinking water at a certain point. And like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, what time is it? Can I have a beer? Can I have a little drink? What time? 7? That's going to screw up my sleep too. Like, you can't do anything after a certain time.
Yeah, and it's more for me for routine. So, like, on the olds, it's Robin Madison chimes in. You know what? Tell us your nighttime routine if you want. 844-770-3776. You also can chime in on our poll question. What's the realistic ceiling for the Green Bay Packers this postseason right now? And the lead on that is the win the wild card round at 44%. The Super Bowl and divisional round are tied at basically 23%.
God, they're
each.
trolling us now.
A
quarter of the listeners voting on that think the Packers will win this.
What do you, like, realistic? I mean, that's like, I went to, like, when I try to break down the Badgers or Bears, like we did going into it. I think I said I could see them, and I was off because I said, hey, maybe 9. Probably they're better than 7. That's where I thought they'd be.
Okay.
I thought was a realistic window, and I thought at best they could do what the Packers did last year, but maybe lose in the first round of the playoffs. But that was kind of my window for them. That was obviously still too optimistic, but it's not like I did not have, hey, they're going to be that one team that takes the rookie QB and makes a big run. That wasn't my expectation. Oh, by the way, I nailed the Packers this year. I said basically Jordan Love would have statistically the same season as he had last year, and the Packers would do the exact same thing as far as seeding. I had them at 11 wins. And so I guess the only part I might be wrong is I thought they'd win their first game and then lose the second one. I don't know what's going to happen now, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But then also, what's your nighttime routine? Robin Madison says he does Jaeger bomb shots at 11.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's got quality sleep.
When was the last time you've done a shot?
I don't think
Jaeger?
Robin Madison sleeps. Actually, he's a regular talker.
Oh, really?
He's a regular texter into the show. He's got quite the
text. How many hours a night do you get of sleep, Rob?
Yeah,
I want to know that.
Yeah, that's Ryan. What's your number there?
Average night of sleep, I would say 6 hours.
Whoa.
6 to 6.5.
I think we need a little bit more from you.
I agree. 6.5 to 7 is honestly what I think is the sweet spot for people. When you get past like 25, I do think that's like it's how much sleep you should be getting on a nightly basis. Even when I was at any age, anytime I've gotten 8 hours of sleep, I feel like I'm tired the rest of my day.
No, man, it was funny. Like if I can get, and it's very rare, but if I get like 9, I feel like You feel great. I mean, your body feels great, but like you feel like you don't you're just kind of like slow all day. That's how I feel. I'm not. I feel the complete. It's there's the range. I shoot for 7 to 8, and if I can get 8 solid hours, that's the best. I feel it. Do you ever feel it like in your eyes? If your eyes are just exhausted. If I get like 5 to 6, like if I'm like in your ballpark, I'm just tired, and I'm tired all the time anyway. So that and 5 to 6 hours of sleep is awful for me.
I do truly think you just kind of get like whatever your body's rhythm is. You just get used to it. That's why I think humans are incredible.
So,
like you just get used to whatever your routine is.
Young adults, again, according to Google here, young adults 18 to 25, 8 to 10 hours. And then adults 26 to 64, 7 to 9 hours. And then older adults 7 to 8 hours. I honestly, 9 will be, and it's probably because it's abnormal. 9 I will end up having. The few times I've gotten 9 hours of sleep, my body's usually off, unless it's one of those times where I've gotten a lot better at it. And it's usually honestly seems like a Friday night, which is even the worst part about it because it's so sad. Like Fridays sometimes, especially during like football season or whatever, could just be shot. So sometimes I'll get home on a Friday, put the kids to bed, and I'll tell my wife, like, it'll be like 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm just going to bed. And then I'll sleep from like 9 until 7.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while, I just need that sleep. But unless it's one of those times where my body's like, you got to have it because of the kids waking up and all this stuff, like I'm just going to be up at around 6:30 regardless. So then it's more just backtracking it. Yeah. It's just it's the old man, like 6:30, 6:45 is when I have to I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. And then full disclosure, I've talked about before, I have a CPAP machine. So when I take the mask off, to put it back on and the whole thing, and it's gross when you have to put it back on. So that's like, I'm just going to hang it up and go because you've been breathing in it all night and you clean it in the morning, but you're not going to clean it again and put it back on for like an hour. So it's like, and if I lay back down, I'm going to snore. So then I end up just getting up. Now I'm not up and at 'em. I'll usually make myself a coffee, play maybe NCAA football or watch something on TV and have some, just kind of chill. So it is kind of a way to ease into the day.
Can you feel the difference with the CPAP?
Oh, God, yes.
Really?
Yeah, my watch will track it. That's the one difference is I am not tired all the time because of it. And it's not an ad for it. I'm just telling you, I did it, and it's spectacular. It's a major difference in my life.
Oh, I could imagine. Do you guys ever – so there are – I would say every 3 months I wake up, I'm like, that was the best night of sleep ever. So I get like 4 days a year where I'm like, that was the best sleep I've ever had. Is that – what do you guys?
I know what you mean. There's every once in a while.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could just wake up. Wouldn't it be beautiful if you woke up every day and been like, that was perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the best feeling.
And I get, honestly, if I'm in that 7 hour, so if I'm asleep by like 10:30 and I'm up at 6:30, I'm actually probably in pretty good shape. Not 100%, but if I'm not, then I'm like, hey, there's probably an underlying condition.
Yeah,
like
that's the perfect window.
Yeah, because then it's like, well, maybe I got a little bit of a cold. Or, I don't know, it's just dark and death outside all the time, and that's hard to, like, get going. I'll tell you what, I need less sleep in the summer. Like, if I'm up in the summer and the sun's out, I'll go sit on the porch, and if it's 6 o'clock, great. I'll sit out there, read a book, have some coffee, and, like, I got a good day started.
In summer, are you more prone to wake up earlier or later, do you think?
Early.
Early, same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember before I had the job here as a producer on Jim, Matt, and Molly, I had a different role here at ESPN Madison where I had to get in earlier. I got done with the day earlier. It was just different hours. But because of that, like I would go and work out beforehand coming into work and get here around 9-ish. Mm-hmm. So I'd get up like at 5 every day to go exercise. And I swear to God, when I was in that routine, if it was 9:30, didn't matter where I was asleep.
Yeah.
I
was fully out.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, there was one time I had a new roommate moving into the apartment I was in. His whole family was there moving his stuff in that day, and I fell asleep on the couch, and they moved in around me. I couldn't do it. There's nothing I can do.
It's probably good for your body
it is.
Just to, get yourself tired.
Yeah. So we have AC and Tosa chiming in 8 to 8.5 hours. The older you get, the worse you feel when you lose sleep. Absolutely. Robin Madison, I'm the damn Wolfman of Wisconsin. Supplements, hydrations, and drugs get me through 365. Never had a hangover. 2 Tylenol PMs and 10 milligrams of melatonin. I might not wake up from that.
Oh my God!
Say, what is this concoction?
I feel like that's the first concoction he takes.
Then the Adam Madison chimes in. No matter how long I sleep, I always wake up super groggy until I get up and moving around. Okay. Might be the gummies or the Mary Jane before bed. What can I say? She helps me fall asleep. Honestly, though, I feel like that's a lot better for you than like a couple drinks before bed.
Yeah, because your body has to that's the thing that I think we forget. Caffeine, alcohol. Your body still has to. It's not like you just put in your body like, I'm going to go to bed now. Your body's like, okay, now we got to do this first before we can, clear out the long-term or storage memory, do all that stuff with your brain health.
Remember what it was like to be 21?
Barely.
Sitting on AC and Toast asks, how many times a night do you wake up? You can chime in on that as well, 844-770-3776. It's a Carbless talk and text line. List is more. He says 2 to 3 times. Honestly, with the CPAP, it's rare I wake up, which then
that's great.
Because here's what I learned. This is a little bit of, and I was researching if should I CPAP or whatever. One of the questions asked, like, do you get up in the night to go to the bathroom? It's not like in your 40s, it's not a bladder problem. It is you don't get sleep, you don't get deep enough sleep. There's a hormone your body releases to basically suppress the need to go to the bathroom. And if you don't get deep enough into sleep, then you're just going to be woken up with the urge to go to the bathroom. When you have a CPAP and you actually sleep properly, then you do not need your body releases that hormone and you sleep through the night.
Gosh, I just wish I could sleep better. All this sleep talk. That's probably, yeah. I remember what it was like to be 21? I guess. You could just wake up. I don't remember
think about
feeling
sleep. That's what I remember being 21.
What?
Like actual sleeping.
Oh, sure.
It was never like a thought. It was just like, I'll just sleep. when I sleep, and I'll wake up
when I wake up. Yeah,
and that's the
You'd
day.
go hammer a whole 6-pack of Coors Lights, then you'd wake up.
Yeah.
You'd go to sleep, sleep 8 hours, wake up the next day, and you'd feel like nothing.
Right, and then it's like, oh, I better set an alarm because I got to work at noon.
Yeah.
So I got to get to the restaurant by noon or whatever. Yeah, so that was being 21. All right, we'll play Molly's game on the other side. But let me tell you about Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. I love my new truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. It is a Silverado. It is the Turbo Max, which kind of mirrors the Duramax diesel engine. It's got the turbo in it. It's got the horsepower I need to pull the camper, but it also gives me great gas mileage and makes a cool little zip sound when I go too. So if you're looking for a new or new-to-you Silverado or Colorado, check out Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience. Say hi to Aaron and Tyler over there. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
One word captures why so many businesses choose to do business with James Imaging Systems. Local. Local business technology. Local support. Local accountability. Listen to James' client Daniel Bertelson, RE/MAX Preferred CEO.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
Local support works for James' client Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance.
Yeah, things happen. They can come out and fix it and leave us to what we're needing to do.
Jennifer Wilger, Purchasing Manager with Baker Manufacturing, likes the local accountability from the James Imaging Systems people.
They're an absolutely wonderful partner for us. They go above and beyond.
Local business technology, local support, local accountability. Get it all from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Purchase your tickets, grab some friends, and get to the Sylvie on Monday, February 24th for Andy North Trivia Night, presented by Exact Sciences. Enjoy a fun and inspiring evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments while helping to raise money for UW Carbone Cancer Center. This fun and inspiring event is hosted by Andy North, and in addition to the trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, and prizes. Doors open at 6 p.m. Visit AndyNorthAndFriends.com to buy your tickets. Past year's events have sold out quickly, so get your tickets today.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Oh yeah, round and round, round they go. I get around, still clown with the underground when we come around.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Prime, if the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that is Crush, a Coors Light.
Jim Rutledge, Sean Adi is with you. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube page as well. Mike Kosta joined the show earlier. Listen back, Wisconsin on Demand, Apple, Spotify, any of those great places. And we need to get to Molly's game.
Hi.
Amazing open.
I am looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly.
This is Molly's Game, hosted by America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown.
Now, John, do you know that's? I don't know the original song.
I don't know what was happening, but I like it.
Yeah.
Is that part of the song?
The theme. That's actually a theme for Molly.
That is the theme for Molly. Before she was in original,
No, I said I don't know what's
show.
going on, but I like it. That's the theme for the drug Molly as well.
That's a great point. Speaking of Robin Madison and speaking of all the things we take before we go to sleep. No, Molly's
That's not
game.
a sleep drug, though. Right?
I know, but Rob is a different breed. Anyways, he's a wolf man. Anyways, so yes, as you heard, we are trying to find Molly because she's not here. She's on maternity leave, guys. Though we will hear from her today in Molly's game. First, a quick recap of last week's Molly game. Riley out-hosted while Jim and Matt picked on lines in some of the games that were going on last Thursday. So the first one was that, what was the over-under in the Sugar Bowl? That was 45.5. Jim and Matt both took the over in that game. Georgia and Notre Dame combined for 33 points.
Ooh.
A true slobber knocker.
Yeah.
So both of you guys got that one wrong. And then Riley also asked you guys to just pick straight up Notre Dame versus Georgia, who would win. Jim was on the side of the Fighting Irish. Matt took the Georgia Bulldogs. Fighting Irish came out on top, so Jim 1-1, Matt 0-2 there. And then the final one that Riley asked you guys about, Packers -10 versus the Chicago Bears. Jim Rutledge, fairly taking the Bears +10. Smart money there, Jimbo. 24-22, Bears win straight up. So Matt Hamilton, a perfect 0-3 week last week. Jim Rutledge, 2-1, not bad.
Yeah, make sure I'm going to text that to Matt. He was talking trash the week before, so.
Matt talks a lot of trash when it comes to those.
Yes.
Though I will say he has done much better than you for this season.
Do we keep track of it? We used to.
I haven't kept track. I mean, I have it all written down.
Actually,
start it right now.
So, Ryan, this was like, were you a part of the show when we had the skull, the bedazzled skull as a prize?
Yes.
So John was talking to Pablo Iglesias in the Everlight Solar Studio. I think it was yesterday. And I had a little ting of sadness because John asked Pablo, what is this? And Pablo said, I don't know. It was just, bequeathed onto me maybe when Strofe left. When Strofe went to Milwaukee, you thought he was dead. Like, he was dying. He's just like, here, take this thing. It's like, nobody just throw it.
You
throw away
really
your
didn't
papers.
like that. You really didn't like that.
It was obnoxious.
What was he giving away? Like everything?
Just stuff.
He gave away an air pump.
An air pump for
just
an
take
air
it
mattress.
with you, guy. Like, it was his personal.
Put it on the curb.
Right. Like, but I was just like, what do we? But anyways, that was a trophy. We used to keep track of it all.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, well, I'll start keeping track of the Molly's game results, guys. And especially now that we have Molly Brown back on the show in voice only. Guys, she's throwing out the props and the game picks for us this week. Let's see what the first one is that she wants you guys to pick from.
All right, guys, the only AFC game I'm interested in on this wildcard weekend is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 9.5 points. I want to know, do you think they cover?
Jim, I'll start with you there. 9 points for the Ravens against the Steelers Saturday night on Amazon Prime.
I'm sorry, Ravens who?
Ravens Steelers.
Ooh, the Ravens figure him. Man, I actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if you heard Arthur Smith when he talked yesterday. It was giving strong vibes of like, I'm only playing Russell Wilson so I don't get fined. Like the way he sounded, it was more of like, yeah, I'd love to play Justin Fields because he at least, who cares? It's the playoffs. If he can go out there and do and throw for 200 yards and run for 75 and he's one of the most explosive runners and athletes in all of the game. Let him go back there and play quarterback. The Steelers, were 5-1 under Justin?
They were 5-1 under Justin, I think. Though I think they were winning a lot of those games by 20,
but the run game was
with
working well because he's a threat, and then you have the option. Like he wasn't the sole reason, but he wasn't turning it over, and the whole operation was more conservative, and it leaned into the defense.
All right, so Jim Rutledge siding with his guy Justin Fields, even though he'll be on the bench for this one.
And
John,
I don't get draft picks for him playing.
So I hate gambling. I don't hate gambling. So -9.5. That means the Ravens win by 10 or more.
By 9. If they win by 9, it's a push. It's even. If they win by more than 9, they win.
I'll take the Ravens.
Get the Ravens -9.
-9. Yes. Is that how I say it?
Yeah. That is correct.
Yeah, I'm not great at it.
Ravens -9.
It's always confusing to me.
Yeah, you'll have to get used to it if you keep coming around for Molly's game. So the next one we'll throw out here, Molly Brown with one a little closer to home this week, guys.
And of course, we've got to do some props for the Packers-Eagles game.
Yeah.
First up, over under 101.5 rushing yards for Saquon Barkley.
John, I'll start with you. Over.
Okay. How can you not go over? I'll go over. And that's probably bad news for the Packers.
What was the number?
Oh, yeah. 101.5.
Oh, over. Yeah.
I mean, not even a question for either of you.
No, and I know the Packers have been better against the run, but I also think Philadelphia is better than they were earlier in the year.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Their running game's pretty incredible.
Also, Philadelphia, by the way, has gotten dramatically better at not turning the ball over.
Yes.
I'll say this. If that number is under, Packers win.
I won't say win, but they have a chance.
Okay.
I do think they have to keep them under 100 yards to win.
By the way, Matt Hamilton also texting in his picks for this game this week. He has Baltimore covering as well, and he also has Saquon going over. So you guys are identical across the board so far this week. All three of you guys.
Okay.
All right, so then the next one here from Molly Brown.
Moving to the other running back on the field, over under 69.5 rushing yards for Josh Jacobs.
I'm going to go over as well.
Over.
69. I like that number.
I'm going to go under. I just feel like Philly's going to make Jordan Love beat the Packers, and I think they're going to sell out a little bit. Because, again, back to Philly's defense. And Cooper DeJean, they inserted him after the bye week, and he has changed their defense. And then, was it Mitchell, their rookie corner?
Quinyon Mitchell, yeah.
They have two fringe Pro Bowl caliber rookies in the secondary, which means they've gotten better throughout the year. But then also Cooper DeJean is someone who did not play a major role the first time these two teams played.
Not at all.
And he is going to be, especially with no Christian Watson. Now you got Mitchell and DeJean, like this Philly defense, and then you have Vic Fangio, one of the best defensive minds out there. I think they're going to try to make Jordan Love beat them, which I think is why they're going to win, because I don't think Jordan Love, even if he plays well, is not going to have the open receivers to be able to hit them in stride.
You know who else didn't play much in that opening game? Defensive rookie? The defensive rookie of the month in the NFC.
Absolutely.
Adrian Cooper.
Yes. The Packers, I think, are definitely defensively better. I think they're offensively worse.
Yeah. Defensively, that was probably their sloppiest game of the year, actually, that opening week.
But
in
did
Brazil.
Jair play that game?
He did. Remember, he gave up the giant touchdown to A.J. Brown.
It's still Jair, yeah.
It's better, yes. He had 2 picks in the game, too.
Yes,
so.
yeah. So what's the trade-off between Cooper and Jair in that game?
What do you mean trade-off?
I mean, so yes, I see a lot of Packer fans being like, Cooper didn't play that game, but Jair did. So now you don't have Jair, you have Cooper, which is good, but you don't have Jair.
Yeah, I guess we just became so used to not having Jair, we kind of forgot.
Right, but in that game,
I know, you're right,
yes.
you're right. I'm just saying why.
Yeah.
Just saying why. All right, but final one here from Molly Brown this week, guys.
And last one, guys, I want to know how many total turnovers do you think there will be in this game? That is total turnovers, both from the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers.
Jim, how many total turnovers you got?
Total turnovers, 3.
3 total turnovers.
Yep.
Okay. Should be an exciting game.
We lost the music. I was vibing to that.
Sorry.
Total, I think that's a good number, but I don't want to copy Jim, so I guess I'll say 2.
2? Well, good. You copied Matt Hamilton. He also said 2.
Okay. I didn't want to go 4 because then we're asking for, I think, a little bit too much.
Yeah. Matt Hamilton also mentioning that he believes both turnovers will be by the Packers in the game. What do you guys think? If you had to pick, John, how about that? That would be the differentiator.
My first thought was 2 turnovers by the Packers and 1 by Philly. So I had a total of 3. So I would say probably Packers 2.
Packers 2?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yeah, I feel like I see a Jacobs fumble and a Love interception.
Yep.
I think only, not because they're not great players, I just worry that either they're going early on to try to do too much or there could be in a spot where they fall behind in the game, which they've done in other games, and they try to do too much, and that's where fumbles and interceptions
So do you
happen.
think they had 3 turnovers by the Packers is what you think?
No, I think they'll have 2 and Philadelphia will have 1.
2 and 1?
Yeah.
Tell me takeaway. Where do the Eagles rank in takeaways this season?
Takeaways? I'm not sure how high they are. I know the Packers are top 3. They've kind of fallen down that list a little bit recently, but they were really good earlier.
So they're
in the year.
4th with 31 this season.
Okay.
Yeah, 5th, 6th Eagles. So
where are the Packers on there?
4th.
Oh, the Packers are 4th. And what are the Eagles?
6th.
Philly is 6th. Sorry.
Philly's defense is pretty great.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't
Zach
mean you
Bond.
can't score. Doesn't mean the Packers are done. Former Badger.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah. Jalen Carter.
Not a Badger.
No.
Georgia.
Yes, but I'm saying good player.
The right Georgia guy.
Yes.
Unlike the Packers.
True. The Georgia player that actually can play. Hey, but the Bears passed on him. No, they did get Darnell Wright, and he's a good player.
Wait, so because they have the 2 D linemen. What you said? Whose name? Who did you mention? The D lineman for the Eagles?
Carter.
Jalen Carter, and then they also have Jordan Davis.
Yes.
They are the same person to me. Because I think they probably have identical size and weight, and I just know one of them is a little meaner, and I believe that's Jordan Davis, right?
I don't know.
He's the one that, or no, Jalen Carter. He's the one the Bears passed on.
Yes.
He has a reputation of being more of a bleep hole.
Yes, which is why the Bears passed on him because they didn't have the locker room at the time.
Yeah.
Darnell Wright's a fine player. I think they got Darnell Wright and maybe Tyreek Stevenson out of that trade.
Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the case I'll make. When you have bad coaching and no accountability in your coaching staff, then you might have players who are prone to being not accountable, not be accountable, and do dumb things. So that's my saving grace with him is that last year he was not this problem when the staff was more locked in. This year when the Bears were falling apart, he fell apart too. And so maybe coaching staff can fix that. Maybe. Or he's just an idiot who's going to get run out of the league. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Molly Brown here for Potawatomi. Hey, all you sports bettors, if you aren't making your wagers at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you're missing out on an elite experience. The state-of-the-art venue has dozens of self-service betting kiosks, seating for over 200 people, a first-class bar and restaurant, VIP deck, and a broadcast booth, which we're big fans of. In a major move for all sports bettors out there, you can now use your Potawatomi rewards card at most self-service kiosks and the betting counter. If that isn't enough for you, there's a giant video wall that's over 2,000 square feet. And if you're short on time, they have free 20-minute reserve structure parking. Bet on your favorite sports and earn rewards points along the way. Now that's a winning play. Bet above the rest. Learn more at paysbig.com/sportsbook.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Are you frustrated because you can't seem to lose that unwanted weight or keep it off long term? It may not be your fault. Your metabolism might be sabotaging your results. We found that clients on average had a metabolic age 27 years older than their actual age. If that's you, how much harder would it be to lose or maintain your weight? At Madison Weight Loss, our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. If you're looking to find success achieving a new weight loss goal in 2025, do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. A new you in this new year.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and be empowered with the proven tools to keep it off once and for all. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BREAK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BREAK to 42424. That's BREAK to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. He's John Audius. I am Jim Rutledge. Primetime will shine behind the glass. We are presented by Coors Light. And Molly Brown joined us via recording last segment, normally out with babies, but she joined us from Molly's game. And we now get to get into throwing stones, and you can see us throw stones on the ESPN Madison YouTube page.
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
All right, guys, and time to throw some stones here today. And John Audius, I know you discussed some stones with us, first via group text and then once here in the office. Which stone you want to throw here today for a second?
Can we throw both?
We probably could.
Let's throw a couple of stones.
Okay, it is stones.
So there's a new volleyball league. In fact, Madison has a team. Love Madison. Love Volleyball kicked off its season, and I watched the match, and it got me kind of thinking down this road, right? It got me thinking about the 3-on-3 women's basketball league. That's I don't think that's debuted yet, but I was like, that's cool. I mean, we've seen 3-on-3 with Ice Cube and everything like that, but it didn't feature like current players. The 3-on-3 league. And it got me thinking, like, how cool or not cool? Like a 3-on-3, but the NBA players would play on it, or take it to the NFL. Would you watch 7-on-7? Like flag football with the pros if they had like a mini off-season.
So I would be more likely to watch 3-on-3 basketball because it's a thing. I played in like Hoop It Up basketball tournament, which was an NBA sponsored thing. But a lot of these NBA players grew up probably playing 3-on-3. It's a lot easier to get 6 guys to play than 10. And 3-on-3 half court is a very common thing. It's a different style of play, but at the same time, the skills can still shine. 3-on-3 to me just feels like a normal part of basketball. 7-on-7 Like, I know that's how flag football works, but that just feels like no NFL player ever really played 7-on-7 football.
They'll be doing it in the Olympics 2026.
I think it'd be fun. Like, if you had a shortened version, and obviously 7-on-7, a different type of version. Like, if it's not too long of a game, 3-on-3, 7v7, football or basketball, whatever, I think that'd be sick. I think I'd watch that.
I'd take it over a tag. I mean, I watched tag once, so I mean. I
The JJ Watt show?
No, this was before JJ Watt. I didn't know JJ Watt had a show about it.
Yeah, they had like an ultimate tag. He and the Watts hosted like an ultimate tag show.
This was like 2 or 3 years ago. Because I remember watching it. I was like home for the holiday or something at my parents' house, and there was like a tag.
ESPN 8, the Ocho was on?
Yeah, I think it was like an Ocho thing.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But it was, they were athletic. I mean, it's crazy that you're basically trying to capture the flag before you get tagged.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it like once.
I would definitely agree because they do the 7-on-7 stuff in the Pro Bowl, and I feel like no matter what, even if it's like a pro league, I just find it very hard to see those like if it's actual NFL players, I just don't see them taking it seriously. Whereas I think, like Jim said, like I could see NBA players taking 3-on-3 pretty seriously.
Yeah.
And the differences in physicality too, I think, makes it more appealing.
You can get a couple games to 21 or whatever. I don't know what the number would be. What's 3x3 in the Olympics? What do they play? Do anybody know that?
I didn't watch a single one of those, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Who was the former, wasn't there like a star college basketball player who played for the U.S. team?
Did some Badgers play on the team?
Not in the Olympic team.
No.
Oh, God, I can't remember who it was.
Jimmer Fredette?
No, it wasn't Jimmer. I would remember if it was Jimmer. It was somebody else. Some guy who was like a star at like Creighton or something. I'm not going to remember it. Anyways.
My other thought was just looking at the college football playoff and, the top 4 seeds bounce right away. Boise State in there, Arizona State atop, but they're not really top 4 seeds. Don't you think that the playoffs, shouldn't they just seed 1 through 12 who's the best teams? Because Arizona State wouldn't have been 4. You know what I mean? Like, and then we'd probably have tops. And I guess the seeding really doesn't matter because there are some college football royalty in the final teams remaining here. But I think they should just give me the top 12. Just to forget about conference champions or anything like that. I just want to see the top 12 best teams.
I think they might have to move to that if the conference championships continue to underperform, the champions continue to underperform. I would say that the nice thing, and I know that we talked a little bit on it and off air about the Blue Bloods right now, like if Ohio State plays Notre Dame, they didn't get there on name recognition. They had to beat some good teams. So like that's what I like about the playoffs is that in Texas, same thing. They have that sort of knock against them, Penn State to an extent as well. So for me, the fact that these 4 programs are all kind of somewhat annoying to me because they get a lot of hype, maybe more than they deserve, they had to earn their trip to the championship game and win it. So like that's my favorite part about the college football playoff is that...
Yeah, there's one team that didn't earn it in my opinion. Penn State got an easy road. Come on.
True, but you at least had to go win the games.
SMU, their quarterback was... Did Penn State pay SMU's quarterback in that game? 3 interceptions?
Not good.
In like a half?
You know my thoughts on Penn State. The program shouldn't exist.
Great point.
So I'm with you, but at the same time, I think they're going to lose anyway, so I think it's a moot point. But
as much as I dislike some of these teams because it's like trying to root for like the Yankees or whatever, like all these teams remaining is like just whatever. It is pretty dang cool for college football. These are some. I mean, it's Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Like these are huge.
ESPN will love Notre Dame, Ohio State for the national championship.
Who do you think's happier about it? The head execs, Jimmy Pitaro at ESPN, or Kirk Herbstreit because he gets to call a game he's actually going to enjoy.
True.
That guy hates his job. I'll be honest. The way he talks about football games when he's not into it, he's right up there for people who are just like disgust.
All right. That was Throwing Stones brought to you by our good friends at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Saw a story here that former big man for the Bucs, John Henson, told SiriusXM that the Bucs called on a well-known NBA player a couple years ago, and Giannis shot down the idea of trading for that player. Could have changed the fortunes of the team. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Giannis, that's campo.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hi,
Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Monday nights this football season, huddle up for the Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia.
Scatterboot carried 50 times for us.
Amen. Amen, Coach.
Now he would have been giving us a hands on him. Yeah, Coach, he'd break. Not so fast, Scatterboot.
The Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia. Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Ordering pizza for game day can be a tough call to make. Do you get a pizza or are you craving some wings? At Pizza Hut, there's only one right answer. Get both. Introducing Pizza Hut's original stuffed crust and wings bundle. Get a large one-topping stuffed crust pizza and 16 boneless wings with 2 sauces for only $19.99. An unbeatable value that can feed the whole crew. Perfect for game days, family nights, or any gathering. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's UW Professor Hannibal Burris. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, live from the Everlight Solar Studio. 844-770-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. You can chime in on our Siding Unlimited poll question. Basically, what do you think the ceiling is for the Green Bay Packers? We'll get to those results in a minute. Jim Rutledge, Sean Audius with you. Primetime Will or Sean Behind the Glass. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. I teased it before the break. This is not a new story, but it's new to me. And I really wanted to bring it up to have the discussion about trading Chris Middleton. And maybe the name in this rumor could be someone that can help the Bucs more right now. This is from Justin Termine, he said the Bucks nearly traded for Jimmy Butler before Giannis shot down the trade and the 76ers made the move. Former Milwaukee Bucks big man John Henson told SiriusXM that the Bucks called Giannis and asked if they wanted him to deal Chris Middleton for Jimmy Butler when Butler was unhappy in Minnesota. And according to Henson, Giannis vetoed the deal. You add that to the not wanting Nick Nurse. Maybe Giannis is reaching that LeBron status in ways you don't want to be of maybe we stop asking you questions about the players you want around you.
I would understand why he would say that at the time. I mean, Chris Middleton, he was all in with his guy. He's got a rapport with his guy. It makes sense to me, and there is part of me that I want Giannis's input. I don't know if he should. I think it's a slippery slope when you start saying you're in charge or anything like that. Just like I thought back in the day, the Packers should probably take the input of Aaron Rodgers. Let's hear him out. What do you think? You're the guy in charge, Giannis. You're the guy. You're our leader. What do you think?
I agree with that, and the caveat for me is if the GM at the time really felt that Jimmy Butler was going to be the difference maker for this team long term, then you need to make the trade anyways. So that's more what I'm taking out of it. You can get Giannis's opinion, but also like Giannis, Jimmy Butler has shown up and has been a great player and at times fringe MVP guy really since 2018.
He's never been fringe MVP. When was he an MVP?
There was a year, I would say 22-23 when he averaged 23 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. There was a year they won the title.
Which team was he on?
The Heat, when he won the title, too, or when they got to the title game.
He was 10th in the MVP vote.
Jimmy Butler is dramatically better than Chris Middleton.
He's a good playoff performer, but I also do think that Chris Middleton fit what they needed for Giannis.
But at that moment, Chris Middleton and Jimmy Butler, one has fallen off the
Jimmy
cliff
Butler
and can't
right
play
now.
basketball
Jimmy
anymore.
Butler. How many games does Jimmy Butler play
but
this
I want to make sure we're clear on this. Jimmy Butler, Chris Middleton's name should not be mentioned in the same category as Jimmy Butler.
When talking about a teammate for Giannis, yes, it should.
When I'm talking about a basketball player,
as
Jimmy
a basketball
Butler
player,
is
straight up one-on-one, sure. But I think if you're asking about who to put with Giannis, Chris was a better choice.
Jimmy's a better defender.
He's
and
better
he can
defender.
score. And by the way, you wouldn't have to make this trade to go get Dame Lillard because you would have someone in Jimmy Butler who could put the ball on the floor and score. Chris can't do that.
But Jimmy would put the ball on the floor and score, but he wouldn't look to pass it out to anyone else. I mean,
he's averaging almost at one point in 2021. He averaged 7 assists. That might have been his MVP caliber year. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
Yeah, but he's not the distributor that any point guard is. It's different when you have a guy who's a true three-point shooter the way Chris
So you want, right now, I would beg the Miami Heat to take Chris Middleton's corpse for Jimmy Butler.
No.
What?
Because Jimmy's not going to play. And neither does Chris, but you're just trading broken assets for broken assets.
Jimmy will play with the Bucks.
He doesn't play with anyone.
He will play with the Bucks. Look, the Bucks are in dire straits right now.
I agree, but I don't think Jimmy Butler's not the answer.
There is no answer. You have to take a shot. I mean, there isn't an answer. This team is cooked, and it's because of Chris Middleton.
It's not because of Chris Middleton.
It is because they paid Chris Middleton, and it is a horrendous contract.
It's because they traded for Dame. Dame is the one who's getting paid more, and the Dame is the one who he and Giannis haven't really fit together so far at this point.
But the two of them together combined are one of the most efficient two ways. It's when Chris Middleton.
They were last year.
The Ringer just wrote an article on it.
The Ringer.
I'm just going
John,
off the
did you
stats
realize
on
the
it.
Ringer wrote it?
I didn't. I want to hear
this. I don't know why
this.
you're trying to defend the bum corpse of Chris Middleton.
Because you're acting like Chris Middleton's been dog trash his entire time with the Bucks.
No, he has been for the last.
Stop this.
He has been the last 3 years.
Stop this.
He is horrendous for the Milwaukee Bucks.
You are throwing dirt on a hero's name.
He is the number one reason the Milwaukee Bucks, and it's not his fault, but the Bucks shouldn't have signed him.
Well, is it his fault that Giannis got hurt in that series against the Heat, and then that's why they lost, and that's why Jimmy Butler ended up going to the finals?
What about all the other times? Chris Middleton can't finish a year.
Well, he did many times before. He tore his MCL against the Celtics.
That's part of his story.
It is, but it's also part of his story that they beat the Suns.
The highest scoring NBA duel in the NBA is Giannis and Dame Lillard, and their efficiency drops off a cliff when the big three have played together. When Chris Middleton plays with Giannis and Dame, they are actually horrendous.
Okay. So are you not happy with the fact that the Bucks won a title, and in large part because Chris Middleton, let me finish, helped them get past the Atlanta Hawks, when Giannis was unable to play because it looked like he tore his knee completely apart, Chris Middleton helped carry them through that series and helped them win a championship.
Okay, set aside Jimmy for then. That's fine. What about now?
What do you mean, what about
I'm
now?
saying right now, I would do anything to get rid of Chris Middleton.
Right now, I think you're switching those two out. It's going to lead to the same results. And also, by the way, it was the right move to keep Chris because then they ended up trading for Drew, who's a similar player to Jimmy, but fit the Bucks much better than what Jimmy would have.
We don't need to argue a negative with something we can and can't prove. I'm just saying Chris Middleton has played 13 games this year.
Chris Middleton is not the same Chris Middleton.
Not anymore, no, but at the time, it was the right move.
I agree. I think at the time. I think you're looking back at his seasons now and forgetting what he was.
That's what I'm accounting for is that Jimmy Butler plays basketball. 33 games, 55 games, 13 games, and Chris couldn't.
What about this year?
Cooked.
22 for Jimmy.
I'm talking about Chris Middleton with the Milwaukee Bucks. Since 21-22, the man can't stay on the floor.
And I'm talking about Jimmy Butler this season.
This is the one season he's been not a guy who's been on the court.
And it's this season.
But the Bucks shouldn't have paid Middleton?
What's that?
The Bucks shouldn't have paid Middleton?
No, they paid him after. And since they paid him 33, 55, and 13.
But you can't see that. That's looking back and
he was
hindsight.
injured when they signed him. It's a contract that killed the team. It killed their title run to pay Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton, too. Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton contracts killed the Milwaukee Bucks championships. I'm very upset
When it
about
comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology.